What's going on, my crypto friends? I got some huge news right now. We're going to be talking about essentially the biggest news all year in my eyes in terms of mass adoption. The country El Salvador has recently passed a Bitcoin law to Congress, making Bitcoin legal tender in the country. Okay, and this is insane progress for mass adoption. And here I am, I'm going to read this this Bitcoin law that it was sent to Congress. And then after, we're going to look at this short clip from Jack Mallers, the basically CEO of Strike, the company that kind of made this happen. So what we're going to look at here is the overview of what the law proposes and what it's going to do for Bitcoin in the country of El Salvador. So the first part of this bill is why they are considering using Bitcoin, or why they are going to be using Bitcoin, and some really good reasons for the involvement of Bitcoin in El Salvador. The main reason being that approximately 70% of the population does not have access to traditional financial services. Bitcoin, with the help of Strike, Jack Mallers' company, is going to be actually able to provide proper financial services to the unbanked parts of the world, to the people who can't access them right now. And this is going to be huge for not only small countries but also everywhere that needs this help with financial services in the coming years, in the coming months, wherever else. And I'm going to show you some more adoption news in a second here, but this is the considering reasons why they are proposing that they put Bitcoin into play here. I really think that putting Bitcoin into any kind of financial system, especially one where 70% of the population doesn't have access to financial services, you're going to see just how much this cryptocurrency can shine, that is Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies in general, how useful they are. So I do think this is a massive step towards mass adoption, and I think this is the first of many countries to come to put Bitcoin into their financial system. But let's look some further into this. So the purpose of this law is to regulate Bitcoin as unrestricted legal tender with liberating power unlimited in any transaction and to any title that public or private, natural or legal persons require carrying out. So already right off the bat, we're off to a huge bullish statement, and coming from a country, right, a law that's passing for Bitcoin, it just blows my mind how insane this is. And what is mentioned in the previous paragraph does not hinder the application of the monetary integration law. Article 2, the exchange rate between Bitcoin and the United States dollar, subsequently USD, will be freely established by the market. Prices in the country of El Salvador may be expressed in Bitcoin. Tax contributions can be paid in Bitcoin, and exchanges in Bitcoin will not be subject to capital tax gains, just like any legal tender. That right there essentially means that if your Bitcoin goes up in price, you don't actually have to pay tax on it because you can pay for things with Bitcoin. So just that alone, it makes me so happy. And this whole essentially disposition makes me very happy. But let's keep reading. For accounting purposes, the USD will be used as a reference currency. Accounting purposes, okay? They're stating that explicitly, which is very good. Every economic agent must accept Bitcoin as payment when offered to him by whoever acquires a good or service, okay? So they're essentially making Bitcoin a mandatory payment option for the country of El Salvador, another huge thing. And lastly, on this page, without prejudice to the actions of the private sector, the state shall provide alternatives that allow the user to carry out transactions in Bitcoin and have automatic and instant convertibility from Bitcoin to USD if they wish. Furthermore, the state will promote, one sec, let me scroll out here, the necessary training and mechanisms so that the population can access Bitcoin transactions. Next article, the limitations in operation of the alternatives of automatic and instantaneous conversion from Bitcoin to USD provided by the state will be specified in the regulations issued for this purpose. The executive branch will create the necessary institution structure to apply this law. Now, some final and transitional provisions for the law. Article 11, the Central Reserve Bank and the Superintendency of the Financial System shall issue the corresponding regulations within the period mentioned in Article 16 of this law. So you may be thinking this is very exclusive, and what if you don't know how to use Bitcoin? Well, they actually have a subject for that too. Those who, by evident and notorious fact, do not have access to the technology, so not even if they don't know, but if they don't have access to the technology that allow to carry out transactions in Bitcoin, are excluded from the obligation expressed in Article 7 of this law. That's also really good. They're not forcing it upon people, but they're making it very accessible. They're also going to be promoting the necessary training and mechanisms so population can access these Bitcoin transactions and actually know how to use them. This one's pretty huge too. All obligations in money expressed in USD existing before the effective date of this law may be paid in Bitcoin. So that's essentially all the big information. If you want to go ahead and read this exact article translated into English, of course, I'll leave the Twitter link down in the description where I found this. Now we're going to go ahead and look at a video right here, or a clip of this video of Jack Mallers, the CEO of Strike, basically the company that made this happen, this Bitcoin plus El Salvador happen. We're going to take a little bit of clip of what he has to say of the coming adoption in Bitcoin.
There are countries out there that need help, that need our infrastructure, and we're talking to a lot of countries, a lot of entities, and our wait list now of infrastructures probably exceeded 50 million with all the countries combined. And I'm tremendously excited to get to work and to rebuild what I consider a pretty damaged and broken financial infrastructure.
So yeah, a pretty bullish statement from Jack, the CEO of Strike, the company that made this Bitcoin bill happen. Very excited to see the future of Bitcoin. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a news update on Bitcoin. If you guys want to see more videos on cryptocurrency, including Cardano and Bitcoin and even more, definitely hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.